Here's the stream doesn't have sound. I just checked as well.
Yeah, it does not.
What's up?
Cool.
Cut it out and post.
Just start over. Start over.
All right, have no idea why that happened, but my mic wasn't getting picked up at all by Streamlabs. So now we're back. Sorry about that. We're back for another week of Masters of Nyarlathotep and Call of Cthulhu. This week will be our first week in a beautiful, wonderful, warm location. We'll get to that in a minute. Real quick, or I guess with me I have Amelia Greenwald, played by Emma, Arthur McKenzie, played by Gabriel, Jack Douglas, played by Gavin, Princeton Philips, played by Justin, and Sir Harold Godfrey, played by Luke, as well as Ares, whose cam is laggy, but he's underneath me. He's there. You can see him. Real quick, would like to thank Syrinscape for letting us use their sounds and music. If you have your own game, please check out Syrinscape. It's a great way to immerse your players in a multitude of systems. We'd also like to thank Milo Paulus for the theme song at the beginning of the show. Now, Jack Douglas has a little journal entry to fill people in from last week.
All right. So, on this was written on March something, 1925, because me in real life doesn't know what day this is anymore because I keep losing track of the dates. But anyway, March 1925. After taking an unexpected trip to the hospital, I was able to rejoin the group and got caught up with what they did while I was gone. I was still sort of lost on where we were in terms of what was next, but I went along with whatever the group thought would be best. First, we went to update Inspector Barrington on our progress with regards to the various investigations that we were exploring. After explaining everything to him, we decided to go check on Amelia at the hospital, where we ran into an unexpected visitor, that being Zara, who shows up and threatens to kill us if we continue along the road that we were already heading towards. We decided to try and continue researching a bit to see if there was any more information we could get. As we return to Sir Godfrey's estate, we find a note that gives a date, time, and address. We decided to let Inspector Barrington know about this and request for any extra assistance he can provide. We then wait until the day and time of which the letter told us to go to this strange, creepy swamp area that happened to have a mansion deep in the swamps. We encountered a guard and struggled to convince him to let us by without him becoming suspicious. After he says that we were going, or after he says that he was going to warn the group of cultists in the house, Sam out of nowhere decides that it was a good idea to just murder a man without even consulting us. That put Amelia into a state of shock as she no longer seemed interested in continuing on with us. As the rest of the group goes to investigate what kind of cult rituals were happening, we become spotted quite quickly. Suddenly, before we get inside, we get embroiled into this fight with some monster I thought I recognized, but could not exactly pinpoint where it was from. Sam was determined to fight the thing while I tried to help where I could, and everyone else seemed more interested in saving their lives. Sam suddenly gets himself into a sticky situation out of nowhere. Sir Godfrey takes the wheel of the car and runs into the monster, saving Sam's life. Soon enough, we were able to quell the beast as we found that fire was very effective in making it shrink until it could not do much harm. Once dealing with the beast, we decided one more time to see if we could finish what we started. We found Gavin standing alone outside of the house, and suddenly, the fog I remembered seeing a few weeks ago reappeared before us. I started to panic, but not before hearing the cries of help from Arthur. I find the courage in myself to help him out of the tentacles that grappled him. After many captures and freeings, we were somehow able to escape, but the overwhelming feeling of defeat overtakes all my other emotions. I felt like I had failed to solve this case without any sort of reward for the trouble, but even still, we all decided it would be wise for us to heal up and move on to the next case.
Okay. So we join our investigators 2 weeks after that fateful night. Some have done some healing at the hospital. Some have done some healing on their own. Others have been to the to get psychological help at some kind of an institution. We join Arthur, Jack, and Sir Harold, picking up um, Amelia and Princeton from the mental institution in late March.
Oh, hi. Hi, guys.
Oh,
You sane,
Is-
Phillips?
is that Phillips? I see.
Who else can it be? I got the mummy wraps all over me.
I don't know. Mummy wraps are pretty common, and I don't know what you're talking about. They're pretty common.
Jack Douglas, I haven't seen you in such a long time.
Has been a little while, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Just sort of like passed by each other like ships in the night for whatever reason. I don't know why. Just the timing.
What happened while I was gone?
Too much. Too much. I don't really feel up to explaining all that right now. We'll fill you in later on the details as we travel to Egypt.
Did we win?
No.
Not exactly.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, while you were taking a vacation, you
I
know,
was. It was
most of
pretty
us almost died. So that was
Did-
exciting to say the least.
No one died, right? Like, didn't murder anybody or kill anybody. No one. Everybody's safe, right?
We're not going to talk about that right now. We'll fill you in some of those details later.
We're all here, aren't we?
We are all here.
Yeah. I mean, okay, sure. I'm down with that. I for sure saw Amelia back there. I'm guessing Amelia went through
Amelia
stuff.
Walks out.
Oh. Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Okay. Where to? Where shall we go?
Amelia, you may be muted.
Yeah, good. Long time no see.
Yeah. That's Amelia. All right.
We discussed briefly, or we discussed for a little bit, what our next course of action should be. We think it best to not remain here in England, as it's become overwhelmingly dangerous to stay here. So
British people, am I right?
not where I was going with that, but I guess that whatever floats your boat, I guess. So, but we were thinking that we have the next place that we have a decent amount of information on already is in Egypt with the Carlyle Expedition. So that's where we are thinking about heading next.
Yeah. We should probably just follow the same path that they followed on their way there and talk to the Sart dude.
You mean Warren?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I like Amelia's thinking over here. But okay. To Egypt we go. When?
I would say sometime
Tomorrow.
soon. Yeah, tomorrow.
Wow. Okay.
Whatever Sir
Getting out of
Godfrey
there.
says.
I mean, we just got out of this place. But I mean, if it's that urgent, by no means I'm not going to be here stopping you. So, to Egypt we go
To Egypt we go.
tomorrow.
Okay. So, a day later, which this would be March 24th, you are all on a ship on your way to Port Said in Egypt. And then you have arranged a train to take you from Port Said to Cairo.
Very normal trip. No monsters or anything.
I'm sorry. that song. I picked a ship sound that has music in it for some reason. But you're on a boat on your way to London. You leave as you get further away from the shore. The sounds of birds disappear. I believe somebody was going to do some reading on the ship. I will warn, reading this does come with the sanity loss.
I'll take it.
You take it? Okay.
I'll take it.
So, Amelia, you pick up Africa's Dark Sects over the next 8-ish days.
The
People
people
are
seem really
cheering for
excited
her.
about it. Yeah, they're like, wow, you read something.
So this book, it's in English. It was written by one Nigel Blackwell. He's discussing his travels across Africa. It's a bit of like a travel log, like he logs travel on different days, and a bit of kind of an expose on some rituals, on some cults. No publisher is listed though. As you read deeper into the work, you find a bit on this cult in Africa. The cult of the Bloody Tongue. And in this, you find a ritual for calling out to a god, and having him implant some part of himself in a human in order to turn that human into a monster of some kind, an amalgamation of faces. You might recognize some of the descriptions as something you may have seen in New York.
Cool.
You lose 1d10 sanity for reading that, and you gain 2 Cthulhu mythos as you've read about a bunch of different African cults.
You said it was a D10?
Yep.
Okay.
I will also remind you guys, as far as sanity goes, you can do a couple things for self-help. You can write letters to people from, like, your family or whatever. You can mess with or look at, you know, little trinkets that might have an importance to your background. I would say maybe going shopping for some of you might be a form of self-help. 2 wealthy people in the party.
That hasn't worked for us before, Pierce.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't specifically for self-help. You guys were just kind of going shopping.
I feel like those pants did a lot for my mental well-being.
Okay. And then you gave yourself the 2 Cthulhu mythos as well.
Yep, that's 13.
All right. Other than that, after your last fiasco on a boat, this trip is pretty uneventful. The next 9 days pass pretty uneventfully. You arrive in Port Said on the... Sorry, I'm just pulling up Port Said. You arrive in Port Said. I believe still in March. Nope, April the 2nd. It's a mid morning in April. It's very hot. Turns out Egypt very warm.
Wow, who would have guessed a
Yeah.
desert being warm?
You're not all of Egypt is desert, Gavin. Pretty sumptuous of you.
Sorry.
Most of it is.
Not if you stay on the Nile.
That's still desert.
But anyhow, you guys aren't staying in Said, so you go and you get on a train pretty much immediately. You're just trying to get to Cairo. That's the hope. You guys get to Cairo. It's getting pretty close to evening time. Basically, once you get to Cairo, you're gonna want to try and find a place to stay. Godfrey, you've been to Africa before. Do you think you would have looked ahead and tried to find a nice place for you guys to stay, or
For me, yes.
just for you though?
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell the rest of the group any like recommendations, nothing like that.
Maybe Miss Greenwald, but Mr. Douglas, your recommendations are a little out of your price range, I think.
Oh my God, it's okay. We'll get to it. Okay, you arrive in Cairo Central Station. The train stops. You all step off the train with your bags in hand, and
I'm gonna tear a page out of Godfrey's book and get somebody to carry mine for me.
well, before you can even start looking for someone for that, a man walks up to you guys. He is dressed in a suit and tie, and as he approaches you all, he gives a little bow. And he addresses you in flawless English. Good day to you. Welcome to Egypt. My name is Ibi Musa. If you've yet to arrange accommodation, may I suggest Hotel de Sud? Please permit me to take care of your luggage. Before you can say anything back to him, a bunch of boys run up and grab your luggage out of your hands.
God damn it.
Proper
Who do you
service.
think you are?
Oh my god.
Alright, are you
Guys-
trying to keep a hold
Yeah,
of your
I'm-
luggage?
I'm gonna chase after them.
Oh no, but are you can if your immediate reaction is to not let them take your luggage, then I'll give you a hard dex check to hold on to it still.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems like the
Gotta
two of you didn't. It's just because the two of you did not seem to like two people snatching your luggage.
So are there fireworks going off right now?
I
don't need to
failed.
hear that. I passed 46 out of 75, which is not.
That's not a hard success.
That's a regular success.
Yeah. Well,
Arthur, how are we doing?
I failed.
All right, Jack also. I don't know if he wanted to, but he just left the room. So, too bad. They're taking his luggage. So all of the boys that get your luggage, they take off with them. They take off running, and you guys all, handing the luggage to the boys or trying to keep the boys from taking your luggage. You turn around and Ibi is gone as well. You can see them running through the crowd.
I'm gonna chase after him.
You're gonna chase after them.
100%.
Where's our tour guide? Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Arthur, with you.
Who mentioned? Who heard him say what hotel they're taking our stuff to?
Hotel Masad?
Hotel de Sud.
Oh no.
Does that mean something to you?
Dessous.
Is that a real hotel, Godfrey? Would you know? Would Godfrey know?
Would you recommend it?
Princeton,
I don't know. Would I
Princeton and
know?
Arthur, you guys are gone. No, Godfrey, you would not have recommended it.
I see.
You don't know. You don't know it. Is the thing.
Okay.
So you would not. You just don't know what it is.
Well, let's just go to the nice hotels and see.
We can buy new stuff. It's fine.
Okay.
I scream, no, it's not.
So you all are just kind of like walking off to Jack. Are you chasing after the people with your luggage, or are you with Godfrey and Amelia?
I'm probably just with Godfrey and Amelia. I mean, I kind of like want to try and find the hotel that they said,
Hotel
or
de
see if it
Sud.
even see if it even
Yeah.
exists.
Okay.
To at least see if we can get our stuff back. But I'm just like, I was just like kind of shocked, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I thought they were nice people.
That's
I
an
thought they
were
offensive
nice.
attitude.
I thought this was good service. I thought this was the pinnacle of service.
Arthur, what do you think we're gonna do once we catch them? Are we gonna?
We're just having a
Well,
conversation.
you,
with
yeah, you guys are
Running.
fine. Both of you give me dex checks to see how well you're dodging through the crowd.
No.
Can I just roll dodge or no? No, it's dex.
Yeah. I mean
I
the
passed.
boys failed, so.
I pass.
Okay, so
47.
you guys are gaining on them. They're running. You're running through the crowd. You're gaining on them. They turn down an alley.
Oh.
Give me. Oh God. I don't want to just give you. Okay, so they turn down an alley, and they jump over this like waist high, kind of like cart. You guys can give me climb or jump checks.
Give me a
Oh,
hops
no.
check, please.
Oh wait. I think I actually have points in this.
Maybe see
I got
how
36 in climb, and then in jump I've got a 36. So it's 36 in both. Let's go, boys. I got a 17.
I'm gonna go either one because they're both 20% by default for me. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, gotta reroll. No jump.
So you got a hard success, Justin?
Yeah.
Princeton?
I failed. I got a 33.
Okay, you're starting to lose them. Princeton, you're keeping up. They also got hard successes. I'm rolling once for all of them to keep it simple for me, because there's like 7 people and they're running away from you. Okay, well let's see one more check for both of you. Oh shit, I just dropped my dice. Okay.
Maybe
You're
Arthur can
slow.
catch up to him if he rolls really well.
Rolls like
Let's see.
a crit. A crit. Just travels at the speed of light.
Give me another dex check. Give me another dex check. More crowd stuff. I feel like that's fair. They just went down an alley to get back onto the major road.
I got an extreme.
I failed.
I got a 5.
Okay, so Arthur, you catch up with them and you're right behind them. And then like they make like a slight turn at a building and they just stop and you like run past them. Like you see that they stop, but you're like sprinting and you just pass them and you kind of wheel around. And you see they're like waiting in front of a building and like all of them are sweating and panting and Princeton, you jog up to them as well around the same time.
Did you get us reversed? Because I failed.
No, they just stopped. He started
okay.
to catch them and then they just like stopped.
Ah, okay.
Gentlemen, welcome. This is the hotel I was telling you about. And you look up at the building, and it's seen better days. It's quite a nice architecturally, but it's been here for quite some time. It's definitely seen better days.
All right. So is this Ibi who's talking?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna try to intimidate. All right. So I grab him by the collar. I'm like, buddy, this is not funny. Okay. So I humbly request that you give us back our luggage that you so not delightfully stole from us, and we can go
Stole? Here it is. You can have it back now. Where'd your friends go?
That's a good question. Did they go to the Hotel Desu? Did you see them?
I don't know if that hotel exists, sir. But this here is the Hotel de Sud. I was planning on introducing you as honored guests, my friend. Please, if you'll just remove your hand from my chest.
Chest from your hand.
Chest from my hand.
Take your shirt off.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. You know, I didn't expect to have our luggage be delivered here in that way, in such a way that was so abrupt that we had to go chase after you. My apologies.
Well, we've just heard that Westerners, they like things to be handled fast and nothing fast.
I don't think that's right.
Okay. Westerners, especially the ones that travel here, live quite hectic lifestyles. I think they want their things done quickly.
Fine. Okay. I'm not gonna get.
Can't argue with that logic.
I can't.
I
guess we wait.
So, well, why don't we wait inside and you can have your luggage back. You can check in if you'd like.
I snatched my luggage out of the kid's hand.
I'll introduce you to the woman who owns this hotel.
Okay.
Or she runs it, rather.
I swear Zara's here.
Women can't own things.
Progressive.
He leads you in. He leads you into the lobby. It's tasteful, for like 40 years ago. It's nice, but it very clearly has not been redecorated in quite some time. And you walk up to the woman behind the reception desk. She's European. She's some kind of European descent. And she is elegant, but in some kind of a faded way, with nice clothes that seem exceptionally old. She gives you kind of this soft smile. Bonjour!
Konnichiwa.
What language is that? What language is that? Yeah, yes, I'm from France originally.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Lots of French people live in Cairo. There's plenty of French and English people as well. Not so many from other countries in Europe, but certainly those two. Ibby walks up and he goes, "These are the some honorable guests from the West, from America. I believe one of the gentlemen was from England, but he's not here yet. You should give them your finest rooms at a discount. They should be honored guests in your hotel."
Why do I feel like this is some part of a scam?
Did Jackson send you? Jackson.
Who is this Jackson?
Huh. That's interesting.
I have never met this
Jackson. Elias?
I do not know.
The real question is, how did you know we were going to come here?
That's also a question that I should have asked.
Who? Yeah, Ibby? Are you asking the Ibby that, or? this woman?
It's just a generic question
Yeah.
to whoever's kind of there.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here, but I recognize Westerners easily. You stand out like a sore thumb in Egypt.
Because I got
You
mummy rats.
literally just said you heard some Westerners were gonna come.
Yeah, what's my first name?
Wait, no, I just said that. I don't think he said that he heard you were gonna come. He said you were honorable guests.
No, you said you heard some Westerners were coming.
Mini retcon?
I don't remember saying this.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that you did say something along those terms. I don't know if it was exactly that.
I
or
don't
not.
think I said.
You
I
probably more meant like that guy saw us and we stuck out to him
Yeah, that's.
as
all I
Westerners.
meant.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
I see Pierce.
I got a question. What's my first name?
I don't know, sir.
I thought we were such honored guests. That's so.
You can be honored guests without telling us. We could honor you without you ever telling us anything about yourself.
That doesn't. Okay, where did we come from?
Well, by your voice, you sound American.
Well, there.
Can't argue with that.
Got him.
Yeah.
You got him.
I am very. Is there another hotel nearby? I would like to stay over there.
Well, there are many hotels nearby, but I listen. I must tell you, this is one of the best.
Of course, you'd be saying that.
Well, surely you can at least tip my boys for bringing your bags into the city.
What?
You literally took our bags and ran them 2 blocks away. Without any notice.
Well, how else were you supposed to find hotels?
You could have asked permission, consent, And by the way, does he sound American, by the way?
Don't think I sound very American.
No, he doesn't sound very American.
Dude's like, no, I guess he doesn't. I'm sorry.
All right, can I roll psychology? Because I'm like,
on what exactly? Just like the dude's aura in general, or
Yeah.
because like this is just. Well, I mean, I've got a 20 in psychology, so.
Rolling psych on this guy just to see if he passes the vibe check.
Yeah. Well, I fail, so.
okay. He seems like a really nice guy.
Okay. Arthur, what do you think of this? I feel like I'm taking charge right now.
I don't really know how I feel about them. I
You
mean,
think
if
we
there is a discount, it might be worth it. But
It-
do we really know what kind of game these guys are playing?
That's the point. Like, if something's kind of sketchy here, we probably shouldn't be staying here.
All right, so I'm gonna approach the lady who supposedly owns the building, and I'm gonna ask her how did she come to own this building.
Well, it was actually my past husband's. I'm going kind of English instead of French. I don't know where this is coming from.
Very suspicious.
It was actually my past husband's. He was actually he moved us here, and we owned this hotel for many years before he passed from a terrible disease. Have you ever heard of malaria? I don't know how well traveled you are. We don't have this problem in much of Europe.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, malaria is pretty bad. So, my condolences to your husband. But, I still don't really trust the vibe of this place. So, I mean, yeah. I'm gonna wait for my
Okay, well-
friends to give another opinion here. I'm assuming they're not very happy with the way that
They
the logo.
never fucking show up. It's like- no, I'm just kidding. So, are you guys trying to look for Hotel du Sud?
I would say so.
Can you repeat the question?
Are you guys trying to look for Hotel du Sud to see if, like,
Casually.
casually?
Or like more like meandering around, asking
Yeah.
like
Uh,
one or
yeah,
two
yeah.
people.
Well,
It'll probably take us a little while.
Godfrey, are you trying to get to the hotel that you had originally found out about, or first before you go over there?
Not really, because I kind of want my stuff.
Okay, so you're trying to find it first. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. You're able to eventually find it. It takes. Takes, I would say 45 minutes to an hour. Because you're meandering.
So we're just waiting there for 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, you're just like, you've got your arms crossed, like tapping your foot, checking your watch. But eventually,
Feel like a minute to get down there. Takes us an hour.
well, you guys don't know what direction they ran off in. You guys weren't really
We'll say we
watching.
took we went the opposite way first.
Yeah, they did also run down an alley. So even if you did see what direction they went, they're like a street or two over, basically. Which in a city is kind of a big deal. But eventually, you're all in the Hotel du Sud. Princeton and Arthur, you see the other members of your party walk in the front door.
Took you long enough?
Yeah, what took you guys so long?
Bonjour.
We didn't know where this place was.
I'm a bit too old to be chasing these youngsters through busy packed streets.
He's got a point.
Ibby walks up. Listen, you're all honored guests here at the Hotel du Sud. If you would be so kind,
Now, if we were so honored, why did your boys take our luggage out of our hands and run?
That's what I said.
Where are those boys?
Your luggage is here. They're waiting patiently for
What are their next victims?
a tip, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not tipping
No.
them. No.
For
Absolutely
bringing-
I like their spunk. I'm gonna give them a tip.
How much are you giving them?
Please don't give them.
I don't know. How much is a lot?
It's Egypt, so like any amount of American dollars is a lot.
$50.
I don't have American dollars. I got British pounds. I'm gonna give them
you're
2
right.
pounds each.
It's still a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm giving them 2 pounds each kid.
their eyes all light up as you're
Yeah,
like
More
handing
money
out
than I have on me.
pounds.
Yeah, now go fetch me my gear and my gun, kids.
It's sitting like right off to the left.
All right.
Well, thank you. Very
Yeah.
generous. Very generous. I have introduced.
Respectfully, I don't think any of us are going to be staying here.
Well, I've introduced you to the hotel owner as honorable guests. So if you choose to stay here, great. If not, good luck to you. One of my boys one or more of my boys might help move your luggage to whatever hotel you do end up staying at. Although
We're gonna run this time?
Sorry, I cannot accompany all of you. I have other business to attend to.
Well, pause game. Pause game.
Yes.
So if you want us to sit in this hotel, I don't care about the owner. I want you to give me your best pitch right now and see if you can convince me. Because I already got reservations at a nicer place, but let's see what you got.
Did you also hear the description I gave of the lobby that you're standing in now before?
Very antiquated.
Yeah,
40 years ago.
Diverse.
I saw it.
Well, it's not gross. It's nice. It's just
It's like your grandma's living
yeah.
room.
Cheers. Have this dude roll persuasion, and if he passes a hard success, I'm staying there.
Okay, I'll give a speech based off of how well he rolls.
Just curious how fumble would go.
Well, sir. As you can see, it's a beautiful modern establishment. Where I can assure you, you'd be very happy here. I know the owner personally. She is well in touch with the Westerners' needs and wants, and she can attend to those. If you like. Now, I apologize if you'll excuse me. I really must be going. My boys may help you if you do decide to move hotels.
I dare say he just suggested sex tourism, and I am not a fan.
What?
That was very weird.
What?
Did you roll a hard success?
No, I rolled a fail.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a fail.
That's why I went for the first thing that he said to be modern. It's very modern. It's a modern establishment. Anyhow.
Modern's not always bad.
No, but it's clearly
It's
not
not.
modern.
Yeah.
It's a pretty obvious lie.
Yeah.
Liar.
Guys, here's what I suppose. I think
Why are
One
you
of-
whispering?
Suppose.
Yeah.
I don't want because I don't want him to hear it.
So?
He has already walked away.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
well, I don't want the lady over
She's
there.
like working behind the desk.
Speak your heart.
Okay, well, I suppose that one or two of us stay here and see what's up with that, because I don't trust this establishment, but I feel like I don't want to skip what's going to happen here, because I feel like something weird is happening. I kind of want to. I'm curious.
I mean, you can stay here, Princeton, if you want
Yeah.
to.
Crazy.
I would
Yeah.
rather stay somewhere else.
Yeah.
If you really
I
want to
feel-
stay
I don't
here,
feel like-
Princeton,
This
I
is not the
don't feel like
reaction.
it's all that much. I mean, the first thing that they asked for whenever we walked in was for us to go tip the guys that just ran off with their luggage. They're asking for money.
Well,
They're trying to get money off of us.
To be fair, the people who run the hotel didn't. It was that guy who took your luggage and brought it here.
That was
Yeah,
not
I
the
didn't
reaction.
give any money to him. I gave
Well-
money to the kids.
All right, out of character. I hate to break it to you, but he's running the show. They're gonna give him like half of everything they earn, basically.
Damn.
You don't know that.
Yeah, okay.
But-
It's better that I don't know that.
Godfrey wants us to help the children.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What's the name of my hotel? What's the other hotel that I'm going to?
no, it's gonna start with an
The Hotel Europa.
A. Ooh.
The hotel what?
Europa.
Europa.
Alright. Okay, I go to the
very
kids.
Arabic sounding.
2 more pounds to whoever moves my luggage to Hotel Europa.
They're all like pushing each other out of the way, trying to grab the bag that somebody took from you, and one of them finally gets it and runs out the door. Also, the point is that it's not Arabic sounding, so it attracts
I know.
wealthy people
Yeah.
from Europe.
Drawing me in like a moth to a light. And I'm gonna walk out. I don't even want to talk to this owner person. I'm just gonna dip.
All right.
Yeah, just go grab my piece of luggage and leave.
All the boys start looking disappointed as the rest of you just grab your own luggage and leave.
Well, did you want to stay here, Princeton?
I am.
Okay, then.
I seek adventure.
Then I'm willing to join you.
Oh, wow.
Separate
It's very
beds.
courageous of me.
Separate beds.
It honestly
Separate
is.
beds. We're not sleeping together.
Well, I sure as hell hope not.
Perfect. All right. If this is our last night seeing, oh, Godfrey's not here, but I turn to Amelia and to Jack Douglas, if you're still here. If this is our last night seeing each other. Oh. I prepared to make my speech and turn around. No one's there. Okay.
Is Jack still there? Does Jack listen to this?
Superbe.
I mean, maybe I'm like grabbing my luggage and then like walking out the door as I'm like hearing him say this, and I'm just about to open the door and he says that.
Oh, Jack. I mean,
Okay, if
I've
you're
always
whispering, then I don't hear you.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna yell. Well, I'm like, all right, Jack. If this
If
is
you were
last time,
talking normally, then I would hear you, but not whispering.
all right, I have to pull out a formula for this. All right, Jack. If this is the last time we meet or see each other or within the same vicinity, you're always one of my favorites. Peace out.
Thank you, Princeton.
Um,
We'll probably see each other soon.
I will say, I forgot that the stream could hear all of my desktop audio, and I was looking up French words to add into my speech. And so it just, if you hear a superb, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna use that word either, but
Now you have to.
no, I won't. I'm gonna use a different one. I'm gonna use one that I actually already knew for sure. Although superb, I probably should have also guessed, but I've never learned French before. Anyhow, gentlemen, you two have chosen to stay here.
Oui.
Yeah.
Magnifique, gentlemen.
There it is. There's the word.
I already knew that word too, and so I looked up words for nothing. Well, I'll get you situated. Would you like separate rooms,
Separate.
or one room with two beds?
Arthur, this is your call.
Well, whichever one would be more affordable. I was told you have some special deals available for us.
Yes, a 20% discount for such esteemed gentlemen.
How much would a room for two cost versus two separate rooms?
Well, seeing as honorable guests, probably a total of $8 for the single room, a total of 12 for the two separate rooms.
I'm fine with a single room if it's okay with you, Princeton.
I am all right with that.
It seems like we're going to be bunking together.
Okay. Don't make it weird. Or romantic. I don't know.
Don't plan on it.
Okay.
So the rest of the group pulls up to the Hotel Europa as you two get settled in your room. Immediately, there is a man out front in a kind of the like butler tuxedo. You know what I'm talking about. Do I need to get someone to take your bags, sirs, ma'am?
I would be delighted.
And he kind of looks in the door and he like claps, and a few people march out. They take the two bags from you two. Godfrey, the kid, is like he's like fighting the bad guy over your bag.
I was just gonna say I'd probably just keep my own bag. I didn't even get a chance to.
So you're gonna like wave off the guy who comes up.
Well, Amelia said, "I'll just say I think I'm all set. I appreciate it."
Yeah, if you just make a motion as the guy approaches, then like he like backs off.
Well, as he's asking, I would just like say, because he asked, it wasn't like assumed.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide the kid 2 more pounds, and I'm gonna go to the guy and be like, I hope you have half the hustle this kid has.
He just kind of nods his head and they rush off. Okay, so you all head inside. You converse with the person behind the counter. They set you up with a room. or with each of you a room. It's fairly cheap for how nice this hotel looks, because you're in Egypt. But yeah. Are you all also going to be needing a translator? I have a few recommendations.
Wait, do we know if Princeton can translate Egyptian, or is that only like ancient hieroglyphics?
Ancient Egyptian.
Yeah, he only knows hieroglyphics.
Cool. So I would say yes. You would.
Yeah, let's hire someone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have, I can arrange for a dragoman. You can also probably hire some, from, we're going to hire, the best of the best. If you'd like to look for cheaper services, typically there is a boy named Mahmoud. He wanders around and helps people. You don't have to pay him as much as the person that we'd arrange for. You might also be able to find some less expensive services on the streets around the hotel. Typically, they set up shop near here. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend you. It would be the cheapest option, but I would recommend Mahmoud or who we can get who we can get you set up with.
I dare say, would your man also worked as a tour guide, or is he strictly translator?
All people who work as dragomen know their way around Cairo. So if you need them to help you make your way around, they could certainly lead you to wherever you need to go. Mahmoud included. Mahmoud comes with a decent recommendation, although he is very young. I don't know what your opinions are on that. But most people who have given him money, their only complaint is that he seems to need to spend it as soon as he's given it. And so he goes missing from time to time. But when he's very helpful, I've heard. Or we can arrange you from one of the professional services.
I dare say I like this Mahmoud fellow the more I hear about him. Your opinion, Mrs. Greenwald.
I agree with you. I think I like the sound of that kid.
Okay. Certainly. He is. If you walk out those doors, he's probably on the street corner, trying to get people to hire him. If you just say you need him tomorrow, I'm sure he will be ready for that.
Alright.
That sounds like a plan. Before we go off to our rooms, can you direct us to one of the finer restaurants around?
Certainly. We have a great Western style restaurant in the hotel. However, if you're looking for local eateries, there are quite a few restaurants within a block of this hotel. Once you get outside of that range, it can be a little hit or miss, but a lot of really good restaurants have settled down around here because of the people who stay in this hotel often do have money.
What would be your top recommendation?
Oh, you like to eat? Name your 5 favorite restaurants right now.
Prove it or else.
Yeah.
The Kismet Cafe is an amazing eatery down the street. Again, I also, between you and me, the hotel makes me do this, but I also must recommend the hotel's restaurant. It is quite good. But if you are looking for that local experience, the Kismet Cafe will certainly give you that.
Let's go.
Right now, you guys are gonna go right
Right
now.
now.
What time is it?
I'm hungry.
It is
I'm
the evening.
slightly
You guys
peckish.
probably haven't eaten that much today. It's been a day of travel.
I'm a pregnant woman. I'm hungry.
Well, I think only Godfrey knows
Overruled,
that.
Jack.
I think Godfrey is the only one that knows that, so.
And Sam.
Yeah.
We're just gonna run it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys head down to the Kismet Cafe.
Sam is just religiously following Godfrey everywhere, essentially. Just for this session.
Yep.
Not
It's
saying
anything.
quite a nice. It is actually quite nice. It is local with some Western influence. It's named Cafe because there's lots of French people who move here as well as French tourists. So you see a lot of French people eating there actually. But the food is nothing but, you know, nice local food.
Like what? No.
You like Egyptian cuisine? Name 5 Egyptian dishes right now.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't think anything can beat that guinea pig from Peru.
there's bamia, which is a stew with lamb, okra, and tomatoes. There's ega. I don't know how to say most of these, which is a kind of omelet made with parsley and flour. There is a fasik, a salted or fermented mullet. For dessert, I think it's dessert. Oh yeah, they have a dessert option and a meal option for this. A fatir, which are pies made with a thin dough, and liberal quantities of samna, which is a type of butter. There's some savory ingredients for the meal one and some sweet ingredients for the dinner. Those are just some of the options.
Damn. I'm gonna get that fermented mackerel thing.
The fermented mullet.
Yeah, that one.
Mullet
I'm
is
gonna-
mullet is a fish, so you were close.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna roll. If I get lower than 50, I like it. If I get above a 50, I hate it.
if you fumble, you get food poisoning.
Yeah, if I fumble, I get food poisoning. I got an 80, so I hate it. Terrible. Why would I ever want this?
We're also gonna say, as it comes out, the smell of fermented fish makes Amelia run to the bathroom. Just go and throw up. Just a great experience.
Wow, you could have had kawari, which is cow's feet.
Ah, what a delicacy.
What a delicacy. What a local. Mm-mm. Hear that motorbike go by? Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
All right. What are you guys talking about at dinner?
Well, this is a strange way to start a trip. Just have random people steal our luggage and convince us that they were just doing it to be nice.
I dare say I like the initiative shown by those young youths.
They certainly have a hop to their step.
It gives you a bit of a unique traveler's experience. That didn't happen in Peru. That doesn't happen in Africa.
Well,
It
Godfrey,
never
we are
happened.
we are in Africa.
I think you are in fact correct.
So, indeed, it does happen in Africa, Godfrey.
I guess it does. I guess it does. Excuse me for my lack of geographical awareness.
Godfrey, do you have any plans for hunting?
Now, funny you bring that up, Mrs. Greenwald. I do hear that the Nile River, is present to a rather infamous type of crocodile. And I don't know if crocodile shoes are a thing yet, but I kind of want crocodile shoes.
Interesting taste for clothing there, Sir Godfrey.
I think they would be marvelous, don't you, Mr. Douglas?
I think they certainly would be. I think they certainly would stand out in a busy crowd.
Yes.
I wonder
That-
how one would upkeep alligator shoes.
That is a good question. I wouldn't
was-
know that answer.
I was thinking I would shoot it, and I'd get this Mahmood character to show me a spot. I don't know. I feel like I could pay him enough, and he'd show me something.
I think
Perhaps.
you might be right. I hope it doesn't go too far out of our way of whatever we're gonna do here, honestly.
Where do we need to go, by the way, to follow this Carlyle expedition?
We need to go and speak to Warren Bassart.
Do
Who
we know where he is?
As the conversation turns to this, I will let you guys know. I was going to have. I guess I should have done this in the 2 weeks. Godfrey Percy received a call from New York from one Jonah Kensington, saying basically, or no, it wasn't Kensington. It was the lawyer. I apologize. It was not Kensington. But regardless, he gets a call that basically says it reminds to remind you about Warren Bassart being someone you need to talk to, as well as Faraz Najjar, whose shop is apparently on the Street of Jackals. Warren Bassart's location is unknown, but he is apparently a French ambassador of some kind. He also wants to say that apparently Jackson Elias, while he was in Egypt, visited both the Cairo Bulletin, which is another newspaper, and the Egyptian Museum. So,
Well.
Godfrey, you would have either relayed this information during our travel here, or at this table when it came up.
I'd say probably at the table would be the most fitting.
Fine, we'll relay it at the table.
So what do we do first?
Well, Mr. Douglas, my newspaper journalistically talented friend, do you have any interest in going to that Cairo Bulletin and getting the news?
I don't know that I would want to go by myself per se in this strange
with
land, but yeah, I wouldn't
And
mind going
a
that way.
translator.
Yes, and the translator.
I will say you guys only have one person to lead you around the city. One thing you have
Yeah.
noticed in the walk from the hotel to this restaurant, all of the street signs, not in English or French. A lot of them are in Arabic. Some of you might recognize.
I think we're gonna be forced to stick together this whole trip. Otherwise, some of us might not know where we're going.
Well, with the exception of the two people that decided to stay at that silly hotel that was supposedly.
Wander.
I suppose maybe they can just be off doing their own things, but I don't know what we'll do with them if I don't. Yeah, I just don't know. So we'll find out. Maybe they'll find us. Who knows?
Well, I think tomorrow morning, if we don't see them in our hotel lobby, which might happen, we should go and find them to let them know where we are.
Did anybody leave some information as to where we were staying before we left, or because I certainly didn't. I just sort of left.
I feel like we
Because
would've-
Well, we told the people that took Godfrey. Godfrey told the boys that took his luggage where
Yeah.
to go. So they might have heard that. Maybe.
Okay. Well, hopefully they did.
I feel like he would have mentioned it on his way here.
No.
No.
I just
Okay.
won't let any of you guys know where I was planning on staying. Nah, you guys know where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have to try and find it tomorrow, but you know
Yeah.
what the hotel is.
So what's our first order of business tomorrow morning after we all get together?
We'll go talk to that fellow. What was his name again?
Warren.
Faraz Najjar or Warren Bessart?
You know the translator dude, right?
Oh, Mahmood.
Yeah, we need to talk to
Mahmood.
Mahmood, but
Mahmood.
we
I
also
knew
need to
someone
talk to
named
somebody
that,
else.
by the way.
Yeah, so we should get the translator after getting all of us, and then we go talk to Warren, and then either the newspaper or the museum. Either order. Sounds like
think
a plan.
I think Godfrey was interested more in the newspaper because I was, or because I'm a journalist. I think he put those connections together, which I'm fine with either, to be honest. But
We don't know where this Warren Bassett fellow is. Maybe considering that he's supposedly some French ambassador diplomat, those people at the newspaper might have a inkling among figuring out what Jackson wanted. That was my thought process.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, we can do both as long as the newspaper doesn't take too long.
I don't know how long that will take, but depends on how much information they have, I suppose.
Yeah, because the scoop didn't have that much information, didn't it?
No, but the New York, the various papers in New York had quite a bit of information. So
What's up with Jackson and all of these newspaper places he keeps going to?
I swear I don't plan any of this. It just sort of happens to be that way.
So are we in agreement?
I think
Yeah.
we are.
Excellent.
Okay.
We're gonna get dessert and then go.
Finish your food, get dessert, head back to the hotel.
Well, I gotta reserve Mahmood for tomorrow, right? You
Right,
gotta do that
yeah.
a day in advance.
So you
Ah,
show up, you tell Mahmood, hey, I'll need you for tomorrow, might need you for a couple of days.
Hey,
depending.
kid, come here. Come here, kid. Come here. I got a little proposition for you.
Okay, he walks up, he's like smiling.
petting him.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, boss game. Yeah, I'm gonna reserve you for 3 days, Mahmood. I need some help. I need some translator help as I go around Egypt.
Perfect, my friend. I can, I could certainly help you.
Ah, excellent, excellent. How much for your services, Mr. Mahmood?
Sir, whatever you'd like to pay, but whatever you think my services are worth. He's like 14.
I'll give him 10 pounds a day.
You hand
Yeah.
him. Are you gonna pay him at the beginning of each day or at the end of each day or what?
At the beginning of each day.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay him the first 10 right now, though.
His eyes light up.
Yeah,
Down
just
payment.
that.
Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. And he runs off with his 10 pounds.
Yeah, meet me outside the hotel tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. And he's running off.
Very quick, these Egyptian kids.
I'm sure they have to hustle quite a lot to get money here. So I'm not too surprised.
Honestly. I am tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
So everyone goes
I
to
do
sleep.
declare.
Everyone,
I am
declare.
everyone goes to sleep that night. It is night in the hotels. The two of you, Princeton and Arthur, you've made it into your rooms. Jack, Amelia, Godfrey, you three have made it into your rooms with an S, because the other two got the same room.
Do we have any dreams?
Nobody
never
has
seen
any
Soaps.
dreams, but you do settle down to go to sleep.
I assume we had dreams.
Nope. Arthur, Princeton,
Yes.
Ooh.
you guys
Oh,
want to give me
no.
some listen rolls?
Ooh.
What's listen?
Glisten is
Base, I think, is a 20.
20. Ew. Okay. Well, here goes
this
nothing.
thing. Here goes nothing.
Oh,
Wait, okay.
I
I got
do
35 out of
actually-
30. I'm gonna go spend 5 luck to make it a success.
I failed miserably.
Well, at least the person that has luck can spend luck without too much consequence.
Yeah.
Princeton, you hear there's a large wardrobe in this room, right? Let me set the stage a little bit. I haven't had to describe a hotel room yet. So basically, it's a decently sized room. When you walk in the door, to your left, in the corner of the room closest to the door, there is a large wardrobe for you to put belongings, some clothes, some stuff like that. If you wish, or you can just keep it in your bag. Then there are 2 beds in the corners opposite the door, with a large table in between the 2 of them that has a lamp for each of you and some drawers that you're free to use. You hear the door of the wardrobe open. And some footsteps.
Pause.
Whoop. Pause. Princeton dropped out. All right, Princeton, you hear you hear the wardrobe open. You hear some footsteps in the room.
Oh. Arthur, wake up.
What? Yeah, bother.
Why is he whispering?
You hear more footsteps, and then the wardrobe open and close again. And
Okay, all right. Hey, Arthur. Something's happening. I
What
get
are
up
you
from the bed.
waking me up for?
Okay, I get out of bed and start crawling towards him on my knees. I go, hi. Okay, do you see that wardrobe over there? I think I hear something, and it ain't pretty. Or, well, they're footsteps, but yeah. So, you get prepared to fight. This is the adventure we've been talking about.
I get up out of the bed, just straight walk over to the wardrobe and just open it.
roll me a spot hidden.
Oh, finally get to roll that one. And have a chance at succeeding. I got an extreme success.
All right. You immediately see it seems like it's almost been left slightly open, as if someone was in a rush to close it, to leave and close it, and didn't quite get it all the way closed. There's a panel that slides open on the backside of your wardrobe.
Arthur, what do you see?
There's a
Who's
panel
in there?
back over here.
Do you think someone's been spying on us?
Quite possible. Do you think we should open it?
Open it. Kick it open. As the slides open, then slide
Is it like
open.
a full panel, like that opens like a door, or is it like a cabinet?
Is it push or pull?
So you slide. It's a slide. So the panel slides, and you look through.
Arthur, what do you
It's
see?
it looks like you're looking at the inside of another wardrobe from here. If you open the door, the wardrobe door ahead of you, you're in the next vacant room, the vacant room next to yours.
Ooh.
Arthur, what's
It
in
looks
there?
like it looks like all the rooms are connected.
That's not normal.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I thought something weird was going on with the owner, and I decided to stay for the adventure. But now, I really should have thought this through because now I feel very unsafe.
Something
Uh,
very fishy is going on over here.
yeah. See, I also didn't think through because I just noticed that all the signs are in Arabic, and that means I don't know where we're supposed to go. We should have. I don't know where the Hotel Europa is. I'm scared, a little bit scared. You wanna?
What time of night is it like right now?
It's like the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m.
Perhaps we could place something by the entrance of the wardrobe to make noise whenever somebody tries entering.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure those footsteps, like, I'm pretty sure the person that was in there kind of ran away. They know that we know, so that's another thing. You want to go try to investigate, to see where they went?
Uh,
We're not letting them get away with this.
okay. I grab my gun and we investigate, and I guess we'll go and investigate. Cause
You have a gun?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I didn't see you with that. Okay.
Just
All
like
right.
cuddles with gun in bed.
Princeton picks up the lamp from the bedside
lamp.
table.
Okay.
He has flashbacks to London where he was very interested in the lights.
Yeah. Arthur, look at this. I can look at the light. Not attracted to it. Not even the sunlight.
You still feel a pull, but it's not
Oh.
irresistible anymore. You can resist it better that you're.
You're not erect whenever you see a light anymore.
It's a semi. Okay. I mean, I like this light, but I'm fine now. Okay. So, let's look around our room and see if there's any hints as to where this guy went.
So, you don't see. It looks like one of your bags is slightly open. If you look through it, nothing was taken that you could see, but it definitely wasn't open when you went to bed.
Whose bags?
Ours.
Princeton's
Oh,
bag.
mine.
Because don't I have like the Egyptian scroll in mine?
You may. I guess you would actually, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this would lead into something supernatural, but it turns out these guys are just petty thieves posing as a hotel manager.
Let's not just play it off as thieves yet. Let's look around a little bit.
Okay.
So I guess I'll go into the next room over.
Okay.
The room is empty.
Empty.
Yep.
Try opening the. Is there another wardrobe that you can open and then do the same thing?
That would be funny, but I'm pretty sure the rooms only have one wardrobe in them.
Oh. Huh. Very weird.
It's possible that they entered through this room and then through the wardrobe into ours.
Yeah. Huh. Do you want to go down? Do you want to go talk to the management, or I mean, there has to be somebody down at the desk? Maybe we can point that out and how that's very not cool.
Why don't we say that we thought we heard some noises in the room next to ours? And ask them if we can ask who's staying there. And see what
Okay.
they say.
All right, that sounds like okay, but I'm pretty sure they're not at liberty to give that information. How about we say there's an emergency? And then they actually no, I don't know. Let's just let's go with your plan.
So
Alrighty.
what's the plan?
We're gonna go
just to go-
downstairs and ask the receptionist if you could tell the people in the room next to ours to keep it down.
Oh, also grab your scroll. I'm pretty sure they all want that. That's like the most valuable thing you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my scroll and tuck it into my shirt or something. Make it hidden.
Okay. So.
Okay, so you go down, say, "Oh, can tell the people next to our room to keep it down." Oh, well, certainly, yes. It's a different person. The owner's not here right now.
Okay.
But well, certainly, absolutely, I can.
Does she look surprised at all? Any sort of reaction that I can get out of her
You
from
can roll a psychology check.
any chance
No.
psychoanalysis? Worth a
Psych-
shot. All right, here's default psychology. Here I go. Gotta get below a 10. I did not. I got a 90.
All right.
We almost fumbled there.
Yeah.
No, she does look. She looks a little bit surprised, to you, right now, but you really get anything deeper than that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna be heading back to sleep now. It's quite late.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. Go up.
So now I want to go and I want to like peek into that room and see if she actually goes up to that room to go investigate,
She does not.
which is kind of suspicious. Just saying.
Okay. I'm not going back to bed.
You want to take sleeping shifts?
Okay. Do you think it's actually a good idea now to ask her what's been happening? Why we heard those footsteps?
I don't think so, because it might be useful to us to know about this and them to not know that we know about it.
They totally know that we know about it.
Not really, because if we went and asked about the neighbor to keep it down, we might not know about the secret door.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Let's close that panel.
Yeah.
Let's lock that door. Let's lock our door. I guess you can go to sleep first since you've been doing all the hard work here, and I'll stay up.
Alrighty, just wake me up in a few hours.
Okay, oakley dokley.
I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna have like the scroll underneath the mattress and my gun like underneath my pillow.
Okay. So,
I guess we take shifts.
yeah.
Okay. The night passes fairly uneventfully from this point on. So, the morning comes. It is morning time. I'll say you two are able to find your way to the Hotel Europa. Are you taking your bags? Are you leaving? Are you checking out? Are you guys gone?
Yeah,
Are you
we're
staying here?
we're checking out.
Okay.
I guess we're checking out, but we might consider coming back next day.
The owner is back this morning, and she, as you're leaving, she just goes, well, we hope to see you again, some other time.
Perhaps.
Arthur, do we tell him or tell about her?
No, of course not.
Okay. Sure. Back off.
So I'll
Right.
say you guys are able to find your way to the Hotel Europa in a reasonable amount of time.
Arthur helping Princeton to not be like complete asshole, and then he still somehow finds a way to be a little bit of an asshole.
The three of you stayed the night at the Hotel Europa. You're waiting outside for Mahmoud and your companions. Mahmoud shows up just before your other companions do. Hello, sir. Thank you for the money yesterday. I had myself a nice meal. I had to buy something before the other boys could try and take it from me.
Are we meeting Mahmood for the first time? Or...
You are not there yet. Mahmood has just
Okay.
approached everyone
Okay.
else.
No problem, Mahmood. Today I'm gonna make you earn it.
Of course, sir. After that, the other two approach. You see Godfrey speaking to a young Egyptian boy, and Amelia and Jack are also there.
Oh, good morning then.
How was that hotel?
Well, there is some very suspicious activity going on in there.
Like,
You don't say.
Well,
They're both holding their bags, by the way.
Yeah.
well, you see, the rooms are connected, and there are secret passages that connect them.
that's a strange design for a hotel.
That is strange.
Do you think we're about to get robbed or kidnapped? But
Sounds like a thieves' trick.
Well, I mean, I feel like you should have gotten that impression from the moment we landed into Egypt. But I guess you guys didn't pick up that hint quite
I want,
as
yeah.
fast as we did.
Luckily, we're still alive. I got all my 10 fingers on me. So
Yes, having 10 fingers is good. I'm glad you can count, Princeton.
Having 10 fingers is someone else? Not good to have.
Wait, no, I thought I saw 9.
are you sure she got help? 10 fingers.
Well, you're kind of waving them around, so we can't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
see we can't really count them while you're like waving them around in our faces.
So our first planned stop today was at the Cairo Bolton. Are you two gonna carry your luggage around with you all day?
Well, I was thinking perhaps we could leave it in your hotel room since it's much fancier and probably won't get stolen.
How big are our hotel rooms, out of curiosity, Pierce?
You guys, it's cheaper than you were expecting, so you guys probably each got your own hotel room.
Well, yeah, but like how big? Or like, is it just like a twin bed or something like that? or is it,
Yeah,
like-
it's just like a full or something like that.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we would have enough room for you guys to stay in our rooms per se, but unless you're willing to sleep on the floor. But I guess for now, until you can get a room, then you can just keep your stuff in our rooms.
Bold of you to offer like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna offer my bed. I'm not giving up my bed.
I'm not giving any bit of my room.
Oh,
Are
you
you
two could
sure?
stay with Mr. Douglas then.
I'm not taking both in my
I'm
floor.
just-
I can take one.
I'm
One
simply-
stays with Sam.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
Sam would have gotten his own room too, or something like that.
Yeah.
Sam's
Unless we
giving
want
us
to
a
sleep on the
challenge.
floor of Sir Godfrey's.
Probably
It would be a
would've-
very Sam thing to do.
No, I'm gonna say Sam's not here to say no. Well, Sam's giving us the silent treatment right now, so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you guys can go put your crap somewhere.
Why don't you go ahead and put it in Sam's room?
Yeah.
I think I'll do that. He doesn't seem very opposed.
No, he doesn't seem very
He seems
confrontational
very
today.
accepting and open to the idea.
Yeah, of course. He seems like a changed man today. I don't know how long that'll last though.
Yeah.
Probably only for today.
Probably.
So, what is the plan?
We're gonna go to the Cairo Bulletin. Did you not listen?
I
come on,
just
GM.
I just wanted to make sure that the other two were okay with that first. So,
Positions did they ever have?
Yeah.
we'll just pretend Mahmood was asking you that question because he didn't know.
Good no.
No, he didn't.
No,
No,
we
you should-
literally
you
just
should
asked him to.
No, you should just know everything.
Yeah,
oh
right.
my god.
So he leads you down some streets. He kind of like is out ahead of you guys a bit, but you see him. He'll get to like a corner, and then he'll stop and he'll point like left or right, and then he'll like walk in that direction after he like makes eye contact with one of you.
Damn.
Eventually, this newspaper is actually fairly close to the hotel you're staying at. It's just you basically walk down a street, make a right and then a left, and you're there. He motions for the front door, and he says, "I'll be just across the street, sir." He basically like runs across the street and like.
Hey, why is my translator waiting outside?
I guess that's true. In case the guy. Okay, so he comes in with you. I did that because the guy here does not speak Arabic.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense now.
I mean, the name of the newspaper is in English. It's the Cairo Bulletin. So, but you walk in. There is. There's a bunch of people working, and a man who looks like he was headed out the front door. Actually. Is there not a... Oh, there it is. A man who looks like he was actually headed for the front door to leave sees you all walk in, and he stops and he goes, "Oh, hi there. What can I do you for? Welcome to the Cairo Bulletin. I'm the proprietor." I was just... Sorry?
Mr. Douglas, would you
Oh.
like to take the lead, one journalist to another?
Oh, yeah, sir. Sorry. Hi, sir. My name is Jack Douglas, and me and my friends here are on a investigation. We're investigating Egypt. We've been investigating a few areas recently, and this was our next stop because we had a friend who traveled here a little while ago and was hunting for a few cults, and tragically he's passed a couple months ago now.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. You're a fellow man of the pen. What newspaper do you work for?
I work for the New York Times.
Oh, I see. Very prestigious. However, what friend and what are you investigating about Egypt specifically? I might be able to help you find something in our back pages.
Our friend's name was Jackson Elias, and we're specifically looking for a cult called Cult of the... It was Cult of the Bloody Tongue, right? Just out of character.
Yeah, and then there's also the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
Yeah, but the bats were in Australia or whatever.
Yeah, the bat cult is Australian.
So, yeah. We were looking for a cult specifically called Cult of the Bloody Tongue, and we also have some interest in the Black Pharaoh, the Cult of the Black Pharaoh as well.
Of the Black Pharaoh.
Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, yes. Sorry.
Well, I can't say that we have too much on those. For the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, that sounds Egyptian. You may want to check out the Egyptian Museum.
That was one of the places we were considering,
Yes.
but we wanted to see if we could get any more information while we were here.
Elias, I met him briefly. He was in quite a rush. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he was looking into the Carlyle Expedition, which we do have some information on that, as well as we also have some more recent papers on the Clive Expedition, which is also funded by the Penhew Foundation, I believe. I'm not sure. This isn't my focus, but
Of course, of course.
we do. I believe we do have information on both of those. If you'd like to read any of that.
Any information you have would be greatly appreciated, sir.
Okay. So what happened with Elias? You said that he died. He did seem in a bit of a rush, but I don't know if I didn't think he was running from something.
I didn't think he was necessarily running from something either, but we were in New York for a bit, and we planned on meeting him in New York because he had been on various adventures and wanted to meet with us to discuss some matters at hand.
As you're
and-
saying this, he's leading you to like a part of the newsroom, and he's like going through a filing cabinet.
And as we were meeting up with him, we found his body laying in the room that we were to meet him in, and he was brutally murdered by what we found later to be a cult. Cult came and murdered him before we had a chance to even say goodbye. So it's a very sad moment for all of us, and but we found that as inspiration to continue on with his work. So that is what we are doing now.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Here are some papers on the Carlyle Expedition from quite a few years ago now, actually.
Yes, I
You
know
can-
that this expedition happened a little while ago.
You can read up on that while I'm looking for some information on the Clive Expedition. I don't know if it'll help you, but you might learn something about the Venue Foundation, I suppose. As you read through the articles that he's given you, he also points you to this filing cabinet. He says there might be some more information there. Reading through the articles he's given you, some of them contain some useful information. Some of them are just whatever. One of the best items is a photograph that shows Aubrey, Carlyle, Hypatia Masters, and Dr. Robert Houston emerging from a dinner in their honor at the Turf Club 2 days after their arrival in Cairo. Carlyle is blonde, handsome, young-looking. Houston is dark and large, but he seems to be worried about something. Sir Aubrey is white-haired. He's got gray all over, but he's tall and he's got very distinguished features. He's a very wealthy, good-looking person. Hypatia Masters is blonde. She looks young and vibrant, and she's wearing this beautiful gown. There is a man in a tight tuxedo in the background that might be Jack Brady, but he's here simply as an employee. He's not mentioned in the caption, so you're not quite sure. You can kind of piece together this larger story out of the bits and pieces from each article. The expedition arrived in May of 1919 to survey for and excavate sites linked with the Third Dynasty of Egypt. Quite a shadowy period, not much is known about it. After investigations near Giza, they shifted to a site at Saqqara and then to Dashur. Those specific digs seemed unrelated to known Third Dynasty locations, so there were speculations about some secret purpose that this expedition had. Later, after Carlyle, the expedition had actually left to go on holiday, there were some rumors that circulated that Carlyle had made some kind of find that would have been astonishing, but there was nothing more than rumors. In July of 1919, the expedition just suddenly left for Mombasa on holiday, apparently. Some articles highlight that Carlyle seemed to have fallen ill around this time. And Aubrey, as the group's spokesman, indicated that the summer was just simply too hot for Carlyle, and also implied that the reason that they were fine with leaving was because a seasonal flood of the Nile would cover an important site for a few months. Several photographs, you can see Miss Masters with her camera. Everyone's looking through this. You can all give me spot hidden checks.
Okay, let's see. Spot hidden.
I got a.
I pass. I got
Hard
13.
I got a pass.
Oh, hard.
I got
Yeah.
hard.
I got a normal.
So
I got a hard success.
everyone who got a hard success, you notice in the background of one of the photographs of Hypatia, of her holding her camera, with the caption even saying, Miss Masters prepares for a camera safari in Kenya. In the background, there's a calendar page for May, which is in the few days after the expedition arrived. They left in July, so it seems that this paper was running pictures that were taken when the Carlyle Expedition first arrived, as they were about to leave for some reason.
This was 2 months before the Carlyle expedition actually left, or
Yes.
so it was.
Yeah, they were there for about 2 months, so it was taken the first few days they were there. So, Jack, you would know immediately. This is fairly common practice. If they just don't have any new photos, they'll just use old photos. This happens a lot in newspapers. This is not an uncommon thing.
Okay.
You also see that Miss Masters, Hypatia Masters, seemed to have fallen. It was reported that she seemed to have fallen ill in June, so she had not yet recovered when the group left for Kenya. After you guys have kind of talked this over a little bit, Nigel Wasif approaches you again, and he goes, I see that you've about wrapped up. Here's the information on the Clive expedition, if you'd like to read over that.
Would we be allowed to hold on to this for a time, or do you need this back soon?
No, you can take that. Retcon immediately. No, we need that for our records. I apologize.
So, but is it okay if I maybe take this back to my room and then bring it back tomorrow?
I apologize. I can't let that go.
Okay.
It's for our records.
Okay. Well then, I understand. I'll try and go through it before we leave today.
If you have any questions for me, I did some reporting on the Carlyle expedition. I remember that they were not very good at keeping visitors away from their sites. Press were able to get into their expedition sites very easily.
That's interesting. Did you notice anything in particular? I would assume, did you, well, I guess I should ask first, did you go onto the sites yourself and see? Or were you...
I did once or twice. It's a big deal when an expedition comes to Egypt. whatever they might find is certainly of interest. I do recall one thing that I reported or tried to report on, but we didn't end up running. Some of the members of the Carlyle Expedition did have dinner with one Omar al-Shakti. He's a wealthy cotton plantation owner, who I find repellent, absolutely awful, and his private reputation is rather unsavory.
What did he do? Anything in particular to gain this reputation, or is it just sort of a speculatory judgment?
This is my. It's simply my personal assessment of it. I'm sure you understand. My personal opinion of the man.
What did you say? Was his name?
Omar al-Shakti.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm just making some notes here to remind myself in the future. Sometimes I'm quite forgetful, especially with names that I'm not familiar with.
If you don't have any more questions for me, here are the papers on the Clive expeditions.
Does anybody here have any questions for him?
I was wondering, what could you tell us about, or have you ever heard of a person named Faraz Najjar?
I think there might have been one story on that. Give me 1 second. He moves quickly over to another one of filing cabinets. He kind of rifles through it, and he pulls out a slip, and he hands it to you. There's actually an article to go with this. I'm just going to read it for the stream. It's not too big, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. But I'll send it in the chat for you guys if you'd like. That is the wrong one. Oh no, that is the right one. That is turned sideways. Whatever, it's fine. A mysterious fire in the old city. In the early hours of this morning, the shop of a local antiquities dealer, Mr. Faraz Najjar, succumbed to a blazing inferno that destroyed the premises entirely. Fortunately, thanks to the prompt actions of local residents, the fire was contained and did not spread to the surrounding buildings. One dreads to think of the conflagration that would have followed if it had. There are several reports from superstitious residents that Najjar's business was destroyed by a flaming demon in retribution for unspecified misdeeds. Although they have not yet fully ruled out that the fire was set deliberately, the police have assured the bulletin that it was most likely the result of carelessness on the part of Mr. Najjar, and no doubt involved in an unattended oil lamp, as these things so often do.
Thank you for that information. Well, here's a story that I could probably break to you. You don't have to give me credit, but you know that Hotel Desu? It's very sketchy. Arthur and I were just in a room, and the rooms happen to be linked with the wardrobe functioning as a gateway between two consecutive rooms.
Well, I would certainly hate to be the one to break this to you. Sorry, what is your name?
Princeton Philips.
I'm sorry to have to be the one that breaks this to you, Princeton, but there are plenty of shady hotels in Cairo. That's not exactly news.
Is there anything special about that one I just mentioned?
Not that I know of, no.
Nothing supernatural. Okay. Alright. Just wasted your time there, didn't we, Arthur?
It was funny. It was funny that you were like, Arthur, when the guy was in the room. Like, you could have acted or done anything to, like, stop him or tackle him or whatever.
Oh, really?
No, you were just like, Arthur, and let him know that you were awake so he could run away.
Ah.
I didn't realize he was in the room. I just thought he heard the footsteps from the wardrobe, which, like, he heard them through the direction of the wardrobe. I didn't
By
realize he was in the
instinct.
room.
He had come through the wardrobe into the room. If he had waited a second, I was about to give him a spot hidden check to see if he could see where the guy is in the room.
Oopsies.
But he was like, Arthur, Arthur.
Nice.
Well,
Did we ask the guy about Warren Basart yet?
you have not asked him about Warren Basart. No.
Gotcha. Last thing, my good man, before you go.
Started to talk your ear off.
Yeah, are you familiar with the French diplomat, Ambassador Warren Basart?
I'm not familiar with him personally, but I'm sure you could ask the fine people over at the French embassy of his location.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Real quick before I leave you with these papers on the Clive Expedition, do any of you know anything about the Clive Expedition?
It doesn't ring a bell to me offhand, but maybe I'm just missing something or not remembering something.
Out of character, he didn't get into specifics, but Gavin did mention to some of you that they currently had an expedition in Egypt. But there were no specifics, so I wouldn't expect you guys to like have that written down or anything. But well, they're excavating at Giza, and they recently have found the mummy of an unknown female from a secret chamber in the Mycerinus pyramid. Sounds Greek to me a little bit.
It's all Greek to me.
little Hellenic there. I don't think it is, but sounds like it. Anyhow, authorities have thought that it might be Queen Nitocris, this mysterious figure. Not much is known about her from the 6th Dynasty period. But before anybody could test it, Sarcophagus disappeared. Seems that it was stolen, but the police have unfortunately turned up no leads. The site was well guarded, and there was only one entrance to the secret chamber, but nobody is really sure what could have happened. In these papers, he's actually just going to explain to you what's in the papers now. I didn't realize. I've heard rumors personally that the expedition's Dutch archaeologist was fired for incompetence or some other thing. Jan Willem van Huevelen. He couldn't afford a return ticket to Europe, and he's somewhere in Cairo. An insider from the Clive Expedition might be a better source of information on this. Especially
What did you say his name was again?
Jan Willem van Huevelen. Huevelen? I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish these names were easier to write down, but it's okay.
It's a worldwide adventure, baby.
Yep.
It's a Dutch name in Egypt.
Great. Just wonderful.
Do we know if Dutch people also say Shiza?
Do we know if Dutch people exist?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they don't really exist. They're just, yeah.
Huh. Are we actually looking up Shiza?
I am, but you don't have to.
This was a lot of info.
It is a lot of info. More info. Here we go.
That's whenever you talk to a journalist that knows a thing or two.
they've seen it.
They've seen it on YouTube. Wow.
Well, I'm not sure what else I can tell you on either of those expeditions. I apologize, I don't have more information for you, but well, I suppose you're here to do that investigating.
Yeah, it's kind of our job at the moment, so no worries. But any help that we can get is appreciated, so thank you.
Well, good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We will, we may come back if we find something else that we need more information on. But for now, this will do, so we'll be on our way.
All right.
Oh, what was the journalist's name?
Nigel Wassif. 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 Wassif.
All right.
So now let's go on to the French embassy.
Let us go talk to the French. And
Oh,
their baguettes.
fun.
Definitely not
Oui,
racist,
oui.
but whatever.
So, you guys are headed to the French embassy then?
Yes, sir.
All right. You head over to the French embassy. There is a man at the front desk. Bonjour, friends. How can I help you?
We are looking for Warren Bassart. Could you point us in his direction?
Well, Warren is not he's not doing very well recently, but if you really need to find him, you can find him. The address we have is the Red Door, in the Street of Scorpions. It's in the Red Alley, or the locals call it the Darb al Amal.
We'll be fine. We have a mood.
Mahmood.
Can I do a, can I check and see, just to make sure that he's not maybe saying anything that isn't true?
You're gonna
Because he's
psych check this French ambassador.
I want to psych check him. I wasn't gonna say explicitly because obviously that's
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm just. You don't even
No.
make the psych check. Okay, he's not lying.
okay. Just making sure. Making sure.
Sure, you
Thank
don't want
you.
to risk fumbling.
No, it's not that. It's that if he succeeds for the same information I'd give him if he failed, like then he gets to make a check and on his like box.
Oh yeah.
And so it's not fair to reward him for just like randomly making a check for no reason.
Well, okay. I mean,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I at least wanted to just ask. So
No,
That
and I
was-
didn't mean like it's fair enough to make a check whenever you want or ask to make a check whenever you want, but like if I don't have any information to give you if you succeed, then there's no point in, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's why.
Can I roll zoology? I think you might be an animal.
Jack had more of a reason than that, but I didn't mean no reason as in absolutely no reason. I meant no reason as in I didn't have any information to give you. But Mahmoud leads you over there. Eventually, you make it into the Red Alley. You find out very quickly why it's called that. It is it's a large bazaar. All of the like things that are up covering people's little market shops are red, this beautiful red color. There's this large tent in the middle of this square that you've stumbled into. There's this beautiful red color. It's all very similar shades of red. Eventually, you're able to find the Street of Scorpions. There's only one red door on this street. You walk in. There is an Egyptian man standing behind the counter, and it looks like a clothing shop.
Who's taking the lead on this one?
I could use some clothes.
Oh, I guess since y'all probably had a few things taken from you.
There was nothing taken.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, thanks to me warning the guy. I'm guessing we have to haggle.
Are you buying clothes?
Oh no, we gotta ask this guy about Warren, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if he wants us to know that. You know, it's like, all right, I'm gonna ease into this conversation. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
you have to go through the well, does he speak English, or do we need
You
to go
don't
through
know.
the translator?
Don't
Oh.
know.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna approach him. And go, hello, sir.
Hello. How can I help you? Do you need help finding some clothing?
I did not expect you to speak English like that, but all right. Okay.
I have
Say
spent
that?
many years traveling the world.
Ooh. I go, okay.
I forgot that I can't watch the video you sent in Discord on stream, so 1 second of that made it on the stream.
Sorry.
Some strange words you're saying. Okay.
That is out of character.
Yeah.
Well, sir, do you know a person named Warren? Does the name Warren sound familiar to you?
I do not know a Warren.
A Warren Bassart?
No Warren Bassart. He is not here.
The French diplomat Warren?
Listen, I don't know a Frenchman, an Englishman, an Arab named Warren Bassart.
I lean into him and can I roll psychology?
Yes, you can roll psychology. What are you, the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Well, I can't read you because I failed.
Yeah, he's standing there with his arms crossed, like.
Guys, I think I'm not making any progress here. Do any of you want to talk to this guy?
I get caught up a little bit because I kind of got.
Oh, well, basically, I asked him, "Hey, where's Warren?" And it was like, "I don't know who Warren is." And that was it.
Cool. Very cool.
Very productive conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not the person to be in charge of this. Okay, maybe I can. No, I can't bribe. I can't persuade him.
I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Well, sorry about that for my friend over here. How are you doing?
What did I do?
Well, I'm fairly well. What? Do you need any help finding clothing?
Well, what kind of clothing do you sell over here?
Well, lots of cultural, typical cultural dressings of Egyptians. If you want to really get into the culture, you can be my guest and try on some of our dress.
Of course. What would you recommend to, for the most authentic experience?
I rhymed a little bit unintentionally there. For a second. Well, sure. And he shows you this this kind of like it's kind of this beautiful like Islamic kind of gown looking thing. It's white. I I'm not very in touch with Islamic dress. I suppose I should have been, knowing that this guy runs a clothing store.
Oh. I think he's having a bit of trouble describing what he's selling.
Well, he wasn't. I was describing it out of character because I knew I was going to.
Huh. Do you guys think he's making more progress than me?
Well, you gotta get some clothing.
Oh my god.
See, that was my first strat to, like, you know, kind of ease into the conversation by fluffing him up, but, like, you know, I'd rather just get straight to it.
You don't by any chance sell any turbans here, do you?
Of course we do.
Oh, and how much would a turban be?
£2.
Alrighty. I do have a question to ask you regarding what my friend over here was attempting to ask. There's a man who is he's a wee bit sick. He came over in this area somewhat recently. He's a French ambassador. You haven't by any chance seen him?
I don't know. I don't even know any Frenchmen.
Well, sir, I think what I think what's difficult for me to understand about this is that there is a large quantity of French people here. I don't know how you have managed to avoid absolutely all of them. They're
Well,
everywhere.
I'm saying I don't know any personally. I know
Can I
I've
do-
met them before. Sure, you can do a psychology
it-
check.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to at any time.
I already
I'll
failed
do a
it.
psychology check. I got like was it default 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see.
I rolled a 9. I got an extreme. So.
Amelia. Every time
I
he
failed,
says
so.
that he doesn't know any French people or he doesn't know Warren, he's been looking at this red curtain to the right of the entrance. Like as you walk in, there's a wall to the right, and then there's immediately a doorway with a red curtain over it.
Can I go walk over to it?
Y'all can tell
As
us.
he's arguing with these other two,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue ranting on about French
Yeah.
people.
Buddy, how do you not know any French people?
They're literally everywhere.
did-
You see them, they're walking down the street. The vendor next here, he's a Frenchman.
You know,
Amelia-
You
Amelia,
don't manage
Give
to know these
me,
people.
are you trying to slip in there without him noticing?
Well, I don't know that there's a door behind her right now, right? There's just a curtain, right?
Well, it's a door. It's just a doorway with a curtain over it. There's like a rod hung up up
Yeah.
the door, and it's like a. You
Like
don't
a
know
shower
what's
curtain.
behind the curtain, but it's.
Yeah, that's what I'm
clearly a
saying.
Doorway.
I just noticed that he's looking at the curtain. But I don't know what's behind the curtain. I don't know
Right.
if there's anything behind the curtain. You might just have a random curtain hanging out. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk over to the curtain. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna call out to him and ask if it's for sale. And as I do that, I'm gonna move the curtain. And then I'm
Wow.
gonna see the door.
Well, it's
That's
not.
your
There's
plan.
not a door. It's like a doorway. Like it's like.
You know,
There's
it's
a
like just
physical
open?
door. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The only thing that's blocking your view is the curtain. So like if you pull back the curtain, you'd see into the room.
she hasn't done that
Okay.
yet. She's
Well, I
planning
mean,
to do it.
I do that basically, and I see
Okay.
into the room.
This is a tiny room. Most people turn and look at you as you're saying this, but this is a tiny room. It's filthy. It is basically completely filled by a disgusting-looking bed, 2 filthy cushions, a low table that seems to have been eaten up by some kind of bug or worm or something, and you see on the bed there's a man, looks up at you with like wide bloodshot eyes, but he's like laying down on the bed. He like picks up his head and he looks at you as you look into the room.
Are you Warren?
Yeah. Yes, I'm Warren. Of course. I am Warren.
I turn around to the guy. I'm like,
Can you explain that? Hello?
do you care to explain yourself here?
He shrugs his
It
shoulders
seems.
and goes back behind the counter.
You, tr- you totally knew
Doesn't even
something.
say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want this curtain anymore.
Yeah. I mean, behind that curtain seems pretty illegal.
You found him.
That's Warren.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the person you seek for. He asked me not to tell anyone, but yes.
Oh.
We were too clever for you, huh?
Too
I'm
clever
so
for
sorry.
Warren.
I'm so sorry, Warren, to bother you.
We
Clearly
bested
don't
you.
want to be bothered. But we just wanted to talk to you about the Carlyle Expedition.
The Carlyle Expedition. I listen. The if you really listen, if you really have to know, some lawyer he came into contact with me 5 or 6 years ago, January, maybe February. I agreed to act as a purchasing agent for some Roger Carlyle, some wealthy American. On instruction from that man, I purchased certain artifacts from some Faraj Najjar, and illegally shipped them out of Egypt to the Penhu Foundation, some English place. That was early April, I think, and so they said they'd be here when they got in from New York. And I know that the artifacts were ancient, but I don't know anything else. When the Carlyle Expedition came to Egypt in May, maybe was it? I met them and arranged for their equipment and permits, and they invited me to travel with them in case there were any local difficulties. Their main site was at Dashur in the area of a bent pyramid. One day at Dashur, Jack Brady came to me and he told me that Carlyle and Hypatia Masters and Aubrey and Sir Aubrey and Dr. Houston, they had entered the bent pyramid and had vanished. But Brady was up in arms and he suspected some kind of foul play, but since the diggers had already fled the site and work had come to a standstill, we did not know what to do, so we drank. The next morning, Carlyle and the others reappeared, and they were excited by some tremendous finds. But they wouldn't say what it was, and I did not get to learn. And Aubrey, so secretive. I wasn't sure how to even go about it. All of them had changed in some inexplicable way, and not for the better. Most of them, I couldn't ask further. That evening, an old Egyptian woman visited me. She said that her son had been one of the diggers, and she said that they had fled because Carlyle and the others had consorted with an ancient evil of some kind. The messenger of the Black Wind. She said that she could recognize the souls of all the Europeans, besides Brady and myself, were lost. And if I wanted proof, I should go to the collapsed pyramid at Meidum the night before the dark of the moon, at the time when the moon is slimmest. And I went. I don't know why I went, but I went. I took one of the trucks and I pretended to leave for a night in the pleasure quarter of Cairo. Common to go there. It's a nice place. Maybe you should spend some time there. But instead I drove the 20 miles to Meidum, and I secreted myself away nearby, where I was advised to. In the blackness, I saw Carlyle and the others. They participated in obscene rituals with I would say 100 madmen, maybe more. The desert came alive and it was crawling and moving and undulating towards the ruins of this pyramid, and to my horror, the stone ruins themselves became a skeletal, bulging-eyed thing. Some creatures emerged from sand and they grasped some of the dancing celebrants, tore out their throats, killing all until only the Europeans and one other robed celebrant remained. Something else loomed out of the sands. It was the size of an elephant, but it had 5 separate heads. I realized what it was, but it is madness to speak of it, and I saw it rise, and in a great ravening, it swallowed all of the torn corpses, and left only 5 amidst the stench of these blood-soaked sands. I fainted at the sight of this, and then when I recovered, I wandered into the desert, and I saw more horrific things. Stumbling up before dawn, I saw beyond the hills hundreds of dark sphinxes, rank upon rank, drawn up and waiting for the hour of madness when they will spring forth to devour the world. I fainted again, and this time I left the world for many months. The man found me. For 2 years, he and his mother cared for me. Me, a man mindless and adrift. Eventually, I came back to Cairo, but I began to dream. Only hashish helps me now, or opium if it can be found. My supply is low again, and my life is intolerable without it. Will you good, kind people please contribute? Only the strong drugs keep me from madness. Everything is lost. There is no hope for any of us. Everywhere they wait. Perhaps you will join me in a pipe. Yes?
Sure, we'd love to.
I will go ahead and send this statement to you.
Thank you.
There
I'm
you
gonna
are.
walk out of the room.
During that, or like after he's done talking?
No, after he asked the question and when Jack was answering, I'm just gonna walk right out of the room. I want to go back to the dude behind the desk while Jack is doing whatever the hell he just agreed to. I want to be like, yo,
I mean, I'm just chilling. That's
Yeah.
that's all I agreed to. It's just to chill.
how long has he been like that?
Since he came here, he pays rent. I don't question
It's
him.
right. God damn, have you been able to make any sense out of whatever he says?
No, and I really don't care to be honest. It's the ramblings of a madman. He's a crazy person.
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
I mean, maybe just some drugs will calm him down.
That's not the way we
Did you
treat
say
craziness.
some jokes?
I said some
Jokes.
drugs.
Oh, drugs.
Princeton,
Okay.
the resident expert after making it out of the mental asylum.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, right?
Laughter is the best medicine, so you have
Yeah.
to excuse me for thinking that you said jokes.
yeah. We just hold them down and tickle them.
Besides, you
But-
know, actual medicine.
Nicotine always helps calm the mind down.
Jack.
Weed also
Wow.
does the trick. I'm
Why
not saying
are-
I do those things. I'm just saying I know those things.
I
From
I
what
would
others
never
have told me.
expect you to even entertain the idea of
Opioids
Such
might numb the brain a little.
debauchery.
Yeah, you know, he's talking about like opiums, right? Like it's not weed we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You know what opium makes? Heroin
Oh
and
yeah.
opiates. but heroin is like the drug.
I didn't realize that's necessarily what he was talking about, so that's
You're
where
gonna
my
join him for a pipe?
I'm not gonna have a pipe myself. I'll just sit and I'll maybe stay for like another like 30 minutes or something, and
The
then
pregnant
like
woman
pardon myself.
will remove herself.
So you guys basically just sit there while he like smokes and then leave.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's what
Just-
Jack told. That's what Jack did. Look what you did, Jack. Just gonna
I'm gonna
watch.
go shop for some clothes.
What am I gonna do? Should I shop for clothes with Amelia too?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna buy that turban.
I want to go back to Warren.
Okay, you're gonna go back to Warren as everyone else leaves the room.
Yeah.
Is there any clothes that are purple? I like
Sure.
purple.
Sure, there's like one purple turban.
I take it.
Okay. Godfrey, what are you gonna say to Warren?
Oi, Warren. One last question, pal.
Okay.
You ever hear the name Omar Al-Shakti?
Carlyle used to meet with him. He gave me a bad feeling.
That's it?
He feels connected somehow to what I saw. He definitely is connected to the Carlyles. And Carlyle, the ritual.
Gotcha. Okay, go back to your heroin sleep.
Okay. He just like lays down. He's got the
Is opium den.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna dip then. I'm walking out.
Okay.
What time is it now?
It's getting into the evening.
Oh, yeah, Arthur, where are we sleeping? Oh, yeah, we're sleeping with Sam. Never mind.
Why don't you guys just get a room in the hotel?
When you say it like that, it just sounds awkward. You know, get a room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go ask for a room then, and then pay the money to stay in that room.
Need a room.
Okay. Alright. Okay, fine. Hotel. Are we going back to the Hotel Europa? Have you done what all we could do?
Probably
Oh.
for the day, yes.
We could visit
Yeah.
whatever she started talking about, the pyramids
Let's
and
go
all
get
that.
dinner.
Yeah. Oh, more Egyptian food.
You guys can discuss. So you find another place nearby to the Hotel Europa. You guys are free to discuss anything you learned today.
That dude was kind of crazy, but I think that he was at least able to, through all that commentary that just felt like a book, he was at least able to provide some insight into the expedition, which was good.
That's good. Yeah.
Is nobody gonna comment on the fact that Carlyle and his cohorts like definitely participated in a cult ritual?
Oh, with the
dare
messenger of
say
the
it's-
black wind, right?
Yeah.
I dare say it's not very surprising at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, I've become so numb to people being involved with cults that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
Is in a cult nowadays.
Yeah, at this point, anytime somebody hits me with some crazy rambling of some stuff that I can't really understand about cults and rituals, I think I'm just going to take their word for it.
I
May
mean,
as
it's kind
well.
of obvious that like Carlyle was behind some type of like power grab when he had that book Life as a God in his collection.
I
So
could have just been
kind of obvious.
curious about what living as a god would be like.
Kind of obvious that's what he was going for.
Huh. So where do you want to go tomorrow? Do you want to go to that big pyramid that they were talking about?
I think that would be a good idea.
We should also check out that museum that
Yeah,
Oh,
we need
yeah,
to
okay,
check
no, yeah,
the
the museum. Yeah, let's do that. Do you think it'll be open by this time?
No, I would say we need to go in the morning.
Yeah.
morning.
You guys have
Okay.
Faraz Najjar's shop, you have the museum.
Okay.
What his shop
I-
burned down?
Yeah, I thought he was dead and his shop was burned down.
No, he was alive. His shop
Yeah.
burned down though.
Did he rebuild his shop? Do we know that? Do we have to look for it?
That's maybe where we have to investigate and find out.
Mhm.
That's why
Plus,
we
if
have
he,
a
plus
booth.
if even if he didn't rebuild it, like he still exists.
Yeah, we gotta find him.
Okay. I say we go to the museum first, and then to the Nazar place if he's there, and then if time permits, we go to that pyramid.
Which
Works
pyramid?
for me.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean, for
There are
eating dinner,
many. Hold on. There are many pyramids in Egypt.
the
Yeah,
pyramid.
I
What a-
heard you say the name, and I'm like, I'm not gonna remember what that is.
Yeah, that's why.
So thus far, there is. I believe you guys have heard about. There was a pyramid in Giza that the Carlyles were at first, I believe, and then they very quickly moved to the they moved to a pyramid in Dashur, and they moved to the Bent period in Dashur, and then they moved to the pyramid, collapsed pyramid at Meidum. And then there's also the pyramid that the Clive Expedition is located at in Giza, which is closer than all those other places.
Let's go to that Giza museum.
Wait,
The
the
pyramid.
first Carlyle pyramid was in Giza. So
Yes.
why is the Clive pyramid in Giza closer than anything else?
Because I mean it's closer than the Meidum and Dashur ones.
Okay.
But you
Gotcha.
guys don't know which pyramid. I'm sure you could find it, but it's not. I don't think it's been said exactly what pyramid they went to in Giza first. And they also weren't there for very long. They moved to Dashur very quickly.
Okay.
So the museum first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Mahmoud brings
Oh.
you guys back to the Hotel Europa, and he looks up at Godfrey.
What do you want with me?
Are you gonna pay him or not?
You
I
paid him
guess I'll-
last night,
Yeah,
so
I guess. I guess we'll keep conventions going. I'll slide him another 10.
okay.
I thought we were gonna pay him in the morning, but I don't know. I'm assuming.
Well,
that's
yeah,
what
you-
Yeah,
it
that's
was
what
for.
you said.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that he is expecting to be paid because you paid him last night. Because you told me out of character you're paying him in the morning.
Oh,
But,
I
but
see.
you paid him at night, so he was expecting money.
Yeah.
If you didn't pay him, he probably would have just left and then came back in the morning. But I was just saying he probably was going to
No.
be like approach
Mahmoud's
you.
doing work. He's putting in work.
He's hustling out here.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
can we find a crocodile?
He leaves
I
with
haven't even
that.
talked to him about it yet.
Oh my god. He leaves with that money, and he returns, With he returns in the morning. Money's gone. He spent it all. And
he's
yeah,
14. Are we really surprised?
so he comes back. So you guys are headed to the museum first.
Yes.
So he leads you to the museum, which is it's a little bit away. It's not far from the Nile. It's right next to the Khazar el Nil bridge. El Nil, Nile, Nil. I don't know. You can see it as you're approaching. You can see it from several blocks away because there's a large, prominent dome. You walk in. There's like a help desk, but it's a museum, so you can literally just walk in and start looking around.
We're gonna walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
sort
I'm
of
gonna look at some of the pieces.
So you notice one section of the museum is carved out for occult artifacts.
Of course.
Don't
I'm
find
gonna
that.
make-
State.
There
I'm gonna
are-
make notes of what they look like.
There are papyrus scrolls filled with hieroglyphics. There are books that are open on pedestals with the glass cases over them. As each of you looks around,
Are there translations for these hieroglyphics?
yeah, for a lot of them there are. It's not exactly like word for word, but it gives kind of the general, like, oh, this was, explaining a ritual performed by, followers of of Egyptian mythology, where they would perform they do ritual killings? I don't think they did. They would perform it describes, some of it even describes like mummification processes, like general religious stuff. There's also some mentions of some cults from ancient Egypt, but doesn't seem to be too much information on it. There seems to be a help desk in this section as well.
I don't see any lotus flowers.
No.
There's nothing that looks like anything we've previously seen before, like either at oh, what was his name's place? Because you know how he had his own personal museum.
Yeah, I
guy-
don't believe so. I mean,
Yeah.
it is Egyptian looking, but it is not. None of it stands out as particularly similar to anything that you saw at that other place. You guys are looking very intently. A man approaches. Can I help any of you? Any of you?
Yes, we're looking for some. We're looking for any information or any pieces you may have relating to, I suppose, the Carlyle Expedition, perhaps, or anything like maybe some of the places that they may have gone to.
The Carlyle Expedition. How much do you know about the Carlyle Expedition? What are you looking to find out exactly?
Wish I hadn't zoned out for a few of the important pieces of information. But we know that there's some interesting rumors that go around about this expedition, and we're just sort of looking generally for maybe some clues that we can take and try and piece together some of the other clues we have. One of them being that, well, let's just say there were some interesting activities that were done on the expedition.
Okay. It's interesting you say that. Now, this is just my opinion. I look over the occult section of the library, or the museum here, rather. I personally believe that the Carlyle Expedition uncovered a secret, some kind of something we don't know about yet, pertaining to the Black Pharaoh, and I
Yes,
feel
that is one of the names that one of the things that we've also come to look for as well as
good.
relating to the Black Pharaoh.
You're truly doing a deep dive on this subject because not many people know about that. I think that might have led to their slaughter in Kenya.
You think that perhaps the Black Pharaoh was the cult, or the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh was the ones that killed that group?
I'm not sure about that. I know that Penhew had studied for the Black Pharaoh for a long time. When they were here, we traded information on that subject. But the last time they were in Egypt, or that Aubrey was in Egypt, when he was on the expedition, he did not seek me out. He usually brings new information and checks to see if I have any new information on the Black Pharaoh. But when I went to go visit the expedition dig site in Dashur, he was very rude to me, actually. And he seemed younger and stronger, and emotionally he seemed more withdrawn and aloof. It was strange. But I don't know if the cult that follows the Black Pharaoh necessarily were the ones that did it.
You have your suspicions.
I have my suspicions, yes.
Yeah, understandable. We're also looking into, well, first, thank you for that information. I appreciate that. But we were also looking into the different cults called the Cult of the Bloody Tongue. You wouldn't happen to have anything pertaining to that here, would you?
Do you know where that cult is located?
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was just somewhere here in Egypt, but I couldn't tell you exactly.
I don't know of any Cult of the Bloody Tongue in Egypt.
Okay.
I know that the
Africa.
What part of Africa?
It just said Africa, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Now that I'm
Yeah,
thinking
I
about it,
have
it may have been like Kenya.
I know that hold on, actually. Now that you mentioned Kenya, I think that it is possible that worshippers of the Black Pharaoh moved to other parts of Africa. And I have actually heard of a cult in Africa that worshipped some kind of monstrous god that maybe it was the Cult of the Bloody Tongue. I believe it's another aspect of this Black Pharaoh. They're worshipping the same god.
Interesting.
Do you have any books present that we could read and skim over?
Well, I have some books in the vault here, but I must say, Let me look at the list. I must say the only one that I think would truly be interesting to you is actually in Arabic. So unless any of you can speak Arabic, unfortunately, I don't think you would be able to look through it. And it gives a lot more information than just on this cult.
Sir Godfrey, do you think he's with us, right? Or did he
Yeah.
go somewhere else? Okay.
You guys are sticking together here because you only have the one.
I was gonna say, would the translator perhaps be able to translate that for us, or does the translator not know Arabic?
God. No, he knows
We had
Arabic. That's why you hired him.
15-year-old kid.
Well, the question, like,
Well-
can you read it? Because a lot of people can speak languages, but can't read
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can because he's been reading like street signs and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Do you want to maybe ask him if he'd be willing to read over this a little bit for us? Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be now, but at some point soon.
Yeah, sure. But before I do that, I want to roll appraisal on the book.
He's not. He hasn't shown you the book yet. It's in the vault.
Yeah, once I see the book, I want to roll appraisal on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Now-
know if we should make a 14-year-old kid read a book on cult.
Listen, I
Feels a little
don't
ethically gray.
listen. I don't think you should make this child read this book either.
Hmm.
I will tell you that it does mention a god by the name of Nyarlathotep, and I believe
A what?
Nyarlathotep. I believe that this god is connected to the Black Pharaoh, as well as this cult of the Bloody Tongue.
Do you know where this god comes from?
He's existed longer than humanity has, for sure. He will probably outlive us as well. He seems to be described as a conniving entity who does not necessarily share love for living creatures. He's a manipulator. Do any of you know anything about Norse mythology? Loki, the god of mischief. I'm not talking about Marvel, guys. I'm talking
know.
about Norse mythology.
Yes. I know
Nobody
some Norse
laugh.
mythology. I know some Norse mythology.
He seems to be a darker version of a god of mischief.
Would that just be evil?
Well, yes. But I can tell you more about the Black Pharaoh and the history of it, if you'd like. It's quite a bit.
I'm down. Tell us.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just like, at this point, my face is a little pale and I'm sweating a little bit, but I think I should know.
At the end of the
There
third...
place we can sit down, talk.
Sure, he takes you actually back into... He takes you into the vaults. He takes you to a table. This is like a large room with lots of things and stuff, like scattered different artifacts. It's not all occult, some of it's just artifacts of some kind. So at the end of the Third Dynasty, there was a man known as Nephron-Ka who came to Egypt. He is described as a powerful sorcerer, and he brought madness and death to his enemies at the flick of a finger. Stories say that he came from an ancient city in the deserts of Arabia, Irem, the city of pillars. The place is mentioned in Al-Azif, the book I was telling you about. All who knew of it were afraid of it. Nephron-Ka revived the worship of an old foul god, the Black Pharaoh. Soon Nephron-Ka and that god were interchangeable in the minds of the people, and the sorcerer became known as the Black Pharaoh. Now no one can really distinguish between the deeds of this Nephron-Ka and the legends of the Black Pharaoh. But for many years, this pharaoh fought with Zoser's successors in the Third Dynasty for control. But so great was the power of this pharaoh that no record of those fights now remain. But for a time, Nephron-Ka ruled the Nile and its peoples. At last, Sneferu rose and founded the Fourth Dynasty, and with the aid of the goddess Isis, supposedly, thwarted the evil magic and slew Nephron-Ka. A pyramid was built in Medum by Sneferu's command to contain the sorcerer's body. Kafur speculates that this perhaps insulated Egypt from the magic within the corpse. However, the Medum pyramid collapsed, and a second, which was already being built, was repurposed. The second pyramid is now known as the Bent Pyramid at Dashur. Records imply that Nephron-Ka's corpse was removed from Medum and placed within the Bent Pyramid instead, but explorations of the sites, there's no trace of that, despite rumors of some hidden chamber within. There's another pyramid at Dashur, the Red Pyramid, which is also attributed to Sneferu, but this pyramid is said to guard Dashur if Nephron-Ka were to rise from the dead. Upon triumph, Sneferu erased all traces of the Black Pharaoh. Worshippers of the Black Pharaoh remained and schemed for his return. But in time, the worshippers were driven south and out of Egypt into swamps beyond the Sudan. In the Sixth Dynasty, there was a queen, Queen Nitocris, who was thought to be in league with a cult of the Black Pharaoh. Though I don't think there's much proof of this, the proof that is there makes me believe that it might be true. The Black Pharaoh is sometimes called by the name Nyarlathotep, especially in Al-Azif, as I was saying before. Some say the Black Pharaoh, which would fit with this Nyarlathotep name, was one of a pantheon of deities more ancient than the gods of Egypt. These old gods, inhuman and dedicated not to order in the world like the gods that humans have discussed and worshipped for centuries, but instead dedicated to chaos and madness. Nephron-Ka was said to possess a huge beast, of which the Sphinx is a small but inaccurate representation. Small and inaccurate, rather. The voice of Nephron-Ka is said to have been carried throughout the land upon a black wind. A wind that destroyed at his whim. There was a prophecy that implied that the Black Pharaoh will arise fingers and toes after the great old ones, a reference which many have taken to mean 20 centuries after Jesus. A new age then begins, destined to end the dominance of mankind and bringing freedom and stark truth to the Black Pharaoh's followers. There are man-like but inhuman worshippers of the Black Pharaoh who are said to lurk underground in the deserts, and the Great Sphinx at Giza is said to have had an important function in rituals led by Queen Nitocris. Now, I believe that the Black Pharaoh and Neferka existed. I could get fired or lambasted in academia for saying this, but the pantheon of gods from which the Black Pharaoh comes from also probably exists. These are the outer gods, and they are led by the demon Sultan Azathoth. I've actually seen servitors of these gods in the desert, but I know for a fact that the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh exists today. But I don't know anything about how it runs. I also suspect that worship of this pharaoh is growing in other parts of Africa. That's where
Well,
the bloody tongue comes in.
yeah. Well, sounds like we're in for a real treat then, aren't we?
Yes, I mean, especially if that mummy the Clive expedition found has anything. She supposedly is Queen Nitocris. I have very little doubt, but some in the news do.
Alright, well, unless any of my friends here have any questions, we appreciate your help and your and all the information you provide to us, and we will assess in our own time, and we will be on our way, and hopefully to at least remedy some of this mischievous activity going around.
Yeah, you got to show me that book sometime.
I can certainly show it to you. I don't know. Can you read Arabic?
I just want to take a little peek.
Okay, well. I suppose that can be done at some point. Well, good luck to all of you. I've told you most of what I know. And, what is your next move, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm gonna go drink some tea and try to soothe this headache that I just got.
Fair enough.
Well, I suppose I don't believe we. Oh, what was? I'm trying to remember now. What was the other thing that we needed to do?
We're
You
gonna
wanted
look
to
at the
talk to
pyramids.
Faraz Najjar and then go look at some pyramids.
Oh yeah. So, we want to talk to a man called Faraj, and then to explore some pyramids about regarding the not only the Carlyle Expedition, but the Clive Expedition as well.
Well, do be careful. You're dealing with some dangerous people in these cults. There's a reason I haven't looked into it more. With
Yes.
how much I already know.
Well, we will be sure to watch our backs and to verge on the side of caution. Thank you.
And you guys are leaving the museum?
I think that's just about everything we wanted to get, and then some.
With that, I think we'll end the session before I have to give you guys more information. So, I'll let you digest that information.
Lord dump.
Yeah.
That had to be the most dense episode we've had up to date.
Yeah.
If somebody could just like take all that and maybe like debrief it into some cliff notes, I'd greatly appreciate that.
You guys went straight to all the people who had all of the information.
I did not realize that.
You guys like marched around. You found Warren. You were like, "Hey Warren, what's up?" And he was like, "Here's everything I know." And then you went to the museum, and he was just like, "Hey guys,
here's all I know.
here's everything I know."
Woo.
Well,
For our listeners,
good session. Very, very dense. but here we are. So thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please follow us, rate us, subscribe, give us a like, whatever it is on whatever platform. If you all enjoyed, please, you're welcome to join us Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Is when we play on twitch.tv/notjustanyRPG. You can also follow our Twitter at notjustanypod. That's the one. Yeah. I believe that's everything. So with that, we will see you all next week.
bye.